Hello, it's Alessandra here. Welcome back. Thank you for coming in either repeat or if you're coming in for the first time to listen to the readings. Today's a number 9 day, so it's the 18th of March 2022. And now it's a 9 day means that it's time to let go of things that are no longer serving. It's renewal. It's the old soul, so having the wisdom or finding that wisdom through the universal connection, because it's not really about learning things on planet Earth, but actually tapping into that energy where the consciousness, the super consciousness, is available to you. The whole university of libraries is available to you, the wisdom. So you can tap into anything if you're an old soul, you're on that journey. It's the spiritual teacher, it's the Hermit. Now, on the basis of that, I'm just going to see what cards come through. I might pick 1 or 2 or possibly 3, depending on what message comes through. So with my loyal Osho Zen cards, I'll just shuffle them. Keep shuffling them to see what energy comes through. And I'll pick a card. Oh, interesting. Guilt. On a number 9 day, guilt looks like something that's very dreadful, right? But look at the top of the card. If you notice at the top of the card, right here, the guilt is underneath it. That dark shadow, that desperation, that concept that you've done something wrong. It's like someone is tearing at your brain because, oh gosh, I've done this, I've done that. And as a whole collective, we can have that sense of guilt because we haven't taken care of certain aspects of our lives globally. But it's also showing us that this guilt needs to be let go for anything new to come through. Now, it's a perfect indication on a number 9 day of what we need to do. There is no point staying in that space of guilt. There is no sense of completion or no sense of movement if you stay in that space. And who is it that has created guilt within you? Why is it that as a community we need to feel that guilt? It's a psychological game that doesn't serve anybody because it keeps everything trapped in that energy. But it's giving us the indication that things are working out and they're moving. Now, how does that work in your own life? Well, then you need to look around in your own life. And instead of feeling that guilt, what lesson did I learn is more important. And also understand that the person that you think that you are guilty of hurting or whatever it is that you think you need to feel guilty about, they're on their own journey. You're part of their journey and they're a part of yours, so that you both learn to deal with what has happened in your lives. So if you stay in guilt, you're holding on to something that no longer exists because the other person possibly doesn't remember, has no clue, doesn't want you to feel guilt, but you haven't let it go. And in their own journey, they're needing to learn something from it as well. Collectively, yeah, we do need to learn things from feeling that guilt. What are we guilty of? We're guilty of wanting to live, to want to have freedom. Each in our own way, we are trying and doing our best because we're only doing the best that we can with the knowledge that we have and the understanding and perception of life that we have. Of course, there is more to it. We just need to unravel it as we go along. Now, on the basis of this card, of course, I'm going to choose another card. I don't want to leave it with this card only, because obviously I am hoping and I'm trusting there will be a better card to show us the movement forward, how we can move away from that, how we can actually, very good card. So here we have guilt and here is integration. Well, that's what it truly means. We need to find that connection with everything in our lives and integrate it within our psyche. We need to understand that we're here to experience it no matter where it takes us. The integration is integrate everything. Leave it and let it go, because otherwise you keep hold of that energy and you progress in no direction. If you can see down the bottom there is a snake. It seems as if it's biting its tail. Well, it's telling you that life is a constant repetition. Unless you change some energy, nothing will ever shift. So today, these 2 cards are giving us both sides of the equation. This card here obviously looks really good because it's showing you that once you start integrating all this energy, all of the aspects that have happened in your life, and you understand that it's always a yin and yang situation where we need to look at both sides and integrate the energy and the lessons that are being presented to us, that no one is above anyone, but we're actually learning from each other. We attract within our perception, our awareness, the right people, the right situations for us to learn something. So no sense of guilt. Just let it go. Understand that you are doing something to yourself. You're causing yourself more harm. And also as a global collective, what are we doing? We're going to have to let go of a lot of things and not feel that guilt. Everyone did the best they could. So now how do we move forward? How do we integrate all these learnings and how do we put them to good use for the future moment? Well, right now we're learning to do that, to let that go. And we're invited to start integrating everything in our wisdom and moving forward. How is it that we want to progress? Obviously, this card is showing us that we need to move in a direction where all the elements are being met with the right energy, and we are the ones that are creating it. Yin and yang is finding that dark, that light and dark. There has to be a balance. One can't live without the other, but if there is no balance, then we get nowhere. So these two cards are very good for today. Now, I hope that you can understand where they sit with your own life. If you're in guilt right now, time to let it go. If you're not able to integrate all the lessons that you've learned and you keep yourself stuck in those emotions, well, then you're not going to be progressing with us. You're going to be stuck in that situation where until we'll carry you, because everyone is carrying each other. So those who are able to see and how to integrate will help you. You need to be willing to let it go, especially on a number 9 day. It's inviting you. What is it that no longer serves you? Or everything and anything that is not helping you to have a better life or a better moment, because it's only one moment at a time. I'm going to leave it for these two cards today. It looks like we have the perfect message for the day, as usual. And I hope it has helped you. And I trust that I will see you again and you will enjoy your day. Thank you.